Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jaco. Today I'm going to show you guys exactly how to start branded dropshipping from zero. This video is if you want to get into branded dropshipping, but you have absolutely no idea where to start, what resources to have, or you really kind of need a push to get started. Now, I'm making this video late at night. To be honest, I'm not really one of those gurus that have those fucking scammy ass dropshipping thumbnails or anything like that. I'm literally just a guy. You guys can see my progress from when I was making nothing on ecom. You guys can see I'm not trying to sell y'all anything. I'm just a guy. A lot of you guys have been asking a lot of questions on, even how to start a Shopify store and how to do like the meta ads and what to run, what to look for. So I'm kind of just going to give you guys a basic gist of everything and what you guys are going to need in order to be doing branded dropshipping. The first thing that you guys are going to need is Shopify. And you guys can use the link in my bio. You guys will get 3 months for $1. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys like all these other motherfuckers. If you use that link, you will get 3 months for $1. But every other link on Shopify will also give you those 3 months for $1. So when those ecom guys tell you, oh, you can use my link, I partnered up with Shopify, most likely they didn't. Okay, it's just an affiliate link. So there's an affiliate link, it's just right there at the bio. You guys can click that, get 3 months for $1, or you can look it up yourselves and do the same thing. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So to be honest, guys, there are a couple of things. So besides Shopify, okay, and I'll help you guys set up the Shopify real quick, but there are really a couple things that you're going to need. And I'm just going to open up my Miro here, and I'm just going to quickly explain you guys everything that you need to get started and what is optional and what is 100% necessary. So you are going to need 100% to do branded dropshipping, AI branded dropshipping. You need to have a Meta account. You need to have a business suite. So essentially, you need to have for that a Facebook account. Now, any Facebook account works. However, they do prioritize the accounts that have been running for a long time. So you want to have, a Facebook account. You can even use your mom's or your dad's or something. It's fine because all of the stuff that you run on the Meta ad dashboard is not going to affect that personal account. So pretty much you just need one Facebook account that has been around for a pretty long time so that you can run stuff in the business manager. Inside the business manager, okay, so here we have the business manager. You got to create an ad account. Inside the ad account is where you're going to be doing all of your testing. If you guys don't know what branded dropshipping is at all, you're kind of cooked, but you have to run ads for products. That is what the dropshipping model entails. We're not doing free marketing. Now, there are different ways to do dropshipping with, making your own content. But here, what we're doing is we are creating ads, swiping ads, and testing different variations of ads so that you can later on find which ads are profitable and then go from there. So how do you know which ads are profitable? Okay, so in your ad dashboard, okay, you got to set up other things such as pixels and other things as well. So I'll get to that in a little bit. But in your ad account, okay, once you have all of this information verified, here what you need to do is you're going to have things called campaigns. And I know my spelling's not that good, but this is where all of your ads fall under. So you'll have multiple different campaigns. Now there's different ways to run a campaign. Inside a campaign, you can run, multiple various different kinds of ads. So you'll see here a selection to choose from. You don't really have to worry about any of these unless you're doing lead generation, but you're only going to worry about a sales campaign. Okay. This is the only thing that you have to worry about. And inside the campaign, you're going to have your ads at an ad set level. So here you go, ad sets. And pretty much you can categorize different ads with different ad sets, target different things. Now, I would recommend running everything broad and having most of the workload be in the creative level. That is, we're not going to target different, demographics here in the ad sets. All we're going to do is just have one campaign, one ad set, and then have all of the different ads. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Now, I don't know if that's explains it pretty well, but just have at least, I would honestly recommend having between 10 to 15 ads per campaign, and have each of these different ads be very drastically different, meaning one of these is going to be an image ad. So I'm just going to put I as image. One of these is going to be, VSL ad or video sales letter ad. And for the images, have very drastic different images. One could be a Canva. Oh man, that end looks weird. One could be a Canva mockup, or one here could be the native, the native NSL, the native newsletter, pretty much essentially is what that is. And it's just images that look like they're not ads, and just have different variations of everything. I know that this all looks kind of clumped up. We'll get into the ads manager in a little bit, but this is why you're going to need Facebook, because you're a media buyer. You're trying to target people with ads. That is what branded dropshipping is. And actually, that's kind of more meta dropshipping. People used to call it meta dropshipping. Now they're calling it AI branded dropshipping. It's the same thing, guys. It's just a new term that they coined. The branded thing comes from actually building a brand with it, making it look like a solid brand. So, okay, so we have our Shopify, right? And once we're in Shopify, how do we make the website? Do we want to use, the website builder here? We don't want to do that, because, and the reason that we don't want to use this website builder is because this one is very outdated. Sorry, let me just go back here. Again, the reason that we don't want to use any of these themes here is because it's very outdated. Now, here are 3 things that you can do instead of using that Shopify template. You need to have one of these, okay? You're going to either have Atlas AI, which is an AI store builder. And let me just go here. I'll look it up right here. So Atlas is a store builder right here. This one, don't click any other ones. It's this one right here. And this is going to allow you to build a store pretty quickly. And you can go this route. A lot of people use Atlas, and millions and millions of dollars have been made on Atlas AI Store Builder. Now, if you do not want to use yours with AI, you can use another AI actually. It's called Build Your Store. It's called Launch Your Store. Sorry about that, guys. So essentially, the other one that you can use is Launch Your Store. And what this can do is you can actually grab the URL from another store, and it will copy that store pretty much one-to-one, so that if you have a competitor, and you want to have a store like his, you literally just plug it into here. This integrates into Shopify, and you can literally just take someone else's store. So again, we have Atlas AI, which you can use here, okay? And that will generate you a one product shop, with an AliExpress link, an Amazon link of the product. Now make sure you have good images. You can use solid images with ChatGPT. I talk about how to make solid images in other videos, or you can use Launch Your Store. These are optional. And the last one, the one that I would recommend, guys, is one called Lovable. Okay, and so Lovable is pretty much both of these combined, and more. So this is pretty much the coolest AI store builder that there is. And the reason that I recommend Lovable so much is because you can do so much with the store creation. This one, it kind of already gives you a template. This one too, you can obviously change things inside the Shopify theme, but you don't have many options, right? With Lovable, you can pretty much do anything that is humanly possible with website creation. And I'm going to give you guys an example. It's the same store from my other video. So if you go here into Lovable, these are this is the caliber of store that you can build with Lovable. So, with Atlas, you can't really go crazy with the bundles. Like, the bundles look fine, but this looks a lot more professional in my opinion. Obviously, these images were made by AI with ChatGPT and just a little bit of Pinterest. So I would highly recommend Lovable. I'm not sponsored or anything, but these guys are super cool, and this looks like an insanely branded store. So this is something that you can do here. Using Lovable is absolutely amazing, and all you have to do really to integrate it into Shopify is I already did it here. Look, export as a theme to Shopify, allow the Shopify connection, and you have it as a theme. So when you want to go back and edit the Lovable theme, you can't edit in Shopify. You have to go back into Lovable and export as a new theme. That's fine. You're going to be okay. This costs $25 a month. You can choose which one you want, but one of these is going to be mandatory. Now, obviously, they're all optional as to which one you want to choose, but one of them you have to use. You do not want to use the Shopify theme builder at all. Zero. It's shit. It's going to take you forever. When it comes to this business model, you want to be quick and you want to test things like that. So you want to use one of these. Now, the next thing that you're going to need 100% without a doubt is this thing called Caladata. And Caladata is what's called a spy. Okay, a spy tool. Caladata has a free version, but it sucks. And it's going to cost you about $100 a month for what is necessary. And I promise you guys, it is 100% worth it. All of my winners have come from Caladata. And essentially here, I'll show you guys just a little bit of Caladata. I'm just trying to show you guys everything that you need. So in Caladata, you can literally just come here, look up people's shops, look up people's products. To be honest, I would go here, put maximum 300,000. It depends on the niche. A couple people that are working with me know that, in the pet niche, it varies. It actually has to be less. I would kind of be in that $100,000 to $300,000, space. And this is what you're going to need 100%, because this is where you are finding these products really easily. As you can see here, something like this, Rhino retractable, I don't know what this is. You can see here in the last 30 days, it's gotten $280,000 of revenue. And if you scroll down to the bottom, this is where you guys can find these ads. And all you really have to do to be testing is grab these ads, okay? And obviously you have to validate the product. I've done tons of videos on how to validate the product, but to test, you don't really need to do anything crazy. You just want to make sure, first of all, that your website is good. Use Lovable, use Atlas, use Launch Your Store, preferably Lovable, and make a solid store. It's not going to be hard for you to make a solid store. Just use Pinterest, okay? Just use Pinterest, copy brands, copy color palettes from there, and once you do that, take 15 of these videos, 15 of them, and run them. Run them through Facebook. So again, run them through the campaigns here, sales campaign, which have ad sets. Just put 10 to 15 ads in the ad set. Make sure that they are all very drastically different to each other. And what I mean by that is that they look visibly different. So for example, let's say that the same creator of ads made 2 different videos. You want to find the best one that made them the most money and test that. You don't want to test both. And the reason that I say that is because the new Andromeda update made it so that these 2 ads are kind of acting as one when you scope out and look at things from a bigger picture. So if they look visually like each other, then those are going to be variations of each other and not different formats, not different creators, not different UGC versus VSL versus documentary versus images versus native. That's what I mean. You have to test not variations, but completely different styles. So I would grab,
who doesn't like
that, grab this one, and obviously you guys do your research, like make sure that the ads are recent, that they're still generating money. Well, obviously this one's still generating money. It's at $28,000. So this is where you would take the ads. Now you can make your own image ads with Claude, with ChatGPT by making copy. And if you guys want to watch some good videos on how to make native ads, watch Anthony Camacho. He teaches how to do that. Now, there are also different ways to run different conversion events before you run a sale event. And another guy that explains things pretty well, Adam Griffin. Go watch Adam Griffin. So you got to be in the know. You got to watch these guys and understand what's going on. Once you find these products, the last thing that you really, really have to do is go into the ads library itself. Okay, go to the all ads and look up. Okay, what was this product? Let's just see if it pops up. I don't know if it's gonna pop up or not. Yeah, so look right here. So somebody obviously took that same video, the one that I told you guys about, and they ran it today, 10 hours ago, right? So we can see 570 results. I want to stick between the 300 to 1200 results. And obviously some of these ads are not going to be the exact same product. So kind of, take that into consideration. You don't want it to be too saturated, but you don't want no one to be running it, because if no one's running it, then it might be a bad sign. But what I would do is scroll down and see if these ads are still being ran, right? So this one started on November 5th. It's that same ad, right? And it's still running. So you could probably assume that it's profitable or break even. Now, something like this, Foursquare. Now, usually I would tell you this is a pretty shitty store, but when it comes to like, heavy duty stuff or like kind of gear for men, to be honest, the shittier the store, sometimes it looks better. But for something like this, I would change up the bundles. Buy two, get one free is kind of outdated. I would just try to include something in there in the bundle. And the next, if you guys do end up using, Atlas AI or launch your store, you're going to need to create the bundle. So Atlas AI offers a monthly where you can make your own bundles. But if you don't want to do that, you go into Shopify apps and you can have pumper bundles. Okay, you can use pumper bundles. Which creates you bundle options which you're going to need, or the Ching bundle. Where is it? It should be somewhere around here. I think it's this one. I'm not sure which one it is. I was using pumper bundles when I was doing it, but now with Lovable, it can create your own bundles here. So to be honest, guys, I recommend Lovable 100%. Now, to be honest with you guys, no one really talks about this, but if you are going to be doing branded dropshipping, which is a very solid business model to get into, especially right now with Q4, you are going to need you're going to need a budget. You can't start at zero. It's not like organic dropshipping. You are going to need, realistically, I would say between $3,000 to $4,000. And this might be cheap, okay? You're going to need $3,000 to $4,000 at least. So if you're at work your minimum wage job, save up some money, and save up this number, $3,000 to $4,000. Now, some people, based off the research that they do, and based off all the information that they have, if you're in the know, if you're in communities and discords, if you're under a mentorship, this number would be pretty good to get you a winner. Now, if you're a complete beginner and you're testing, you have to be careful because you don't want to burn through budget. Now, for me, I had $3,000 that I was ready to spend, and by the first $800, I was able to get a winner. Now, that was because I was completely obsessed. So it depends on how much you want to make this work. But if you guys are watching this video, it's probably because you want to make it work. So I would have $3,000 to $4,000, and I would join some sort of community. It doesn't have to be mine. Join some sort of community that knows what they're talking about, with people conversing and speaking about these different topics and stuff. And I would 100% recommend having some sort of leadership or mentorship. Doesn't have to be, again, it does not have to be me. Anybody that you trust, because they have gone through this shit. I've gone through this shit. There were problems when I was scaling. There were problems with lookalike audiences. There were problems with the bank. There were problems with Facebook that I had to go through that I would not wish on anybody. Okay, so if you do have money to spend on a mentorship and somebody that you trust, go ahead and do that. Again, doesn't have to be me. Doesn't have to be my Discord community. Doesn't have to be any of that shit. You pick whoever you want to pick. With that being said, on Shopify, okay, once you make your account, complete the account setup. Now, I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to let you guys do that, okay? But complete that. The next thing that you're going to do is you are going to review your shipping rates. All of these you do not need. So literally in your shipping rate, and most likely you're going to be only shipping to the US for now, delete all of these. Add a rate, okay? And click on custom, free shipping. And depending on, what your item shipping time is, put that in there. Done. So now you have your shipping done. Okay. Obviously, if you have another country, add that in there and put a rate for that country, which it should all be free. Now, just because you have free shipping doesn't mean that you can't give the option for somebody to also pay for extra, shipping protection. So when you guys are building your store and you have everything connected, the next thing that you want to do is go into the apps, look up ShipGuard. ShipGuard is just shipping protection. You install that, okay, and then it's going to have a little option in the add to cart where they can, get shipping protection, which just ensures that they're going to get it refunded if it doesn't arrive or some sort of tracking. Now, you're going to be doing this anyways, so it's pretty much just free money. I'm just giving you guys some quick sauce. Add this in there. A lot of the people that I worked with, once they added this in there, everybody just started fucking buying the ShipGuard. An extra $4 for shipping protection. Like, just add it in there. So you have your shipping, Shopify payments, and you're gonna want a domain. You don't want this name to be showing on your store. So literally just click customize, okay? And then you're gonna buy a new domain just in Shopify itself. Let's just assume that we're doing some sort of camera, okay? I don't know, so whatever. And you literally just look it up and see if it's available. If it is, go ahead, buy it. If it's not, be careful. I would just try to keep it at .com or .store. I would not do anything else. Okay, so that's pretty much everything that you're gonna need to get started with branded dropshipping. Now, with the meta ads, here's one of my old accounts. I know it looks complicated, but I'm just gonna give you guys a better visual of what this looks like. So here, this whole thing is the ad account, okay? So obviously I don't want to show you guys all this, but here there are multiple different ad accounts here, and then here are the business portfolios. Now I have a couple here, but you're probably only gonna have one. So you're gonna have your account on the bottom. You're gonna have your account on the very bottom of this, and then you create a business portfolio, and then you create an ad account, okay? And then here's your campaigns. So when you create something, you want to click sales, continue. And then this is your campaign on top. This is your ad set, and these are your ads. When you are making your ads, you're going to have, 14 different ads like this inside the ad set. Now, obviously, you can organize your ad sets however you want. But what I will tell you is at the campaign level here, you can choose campaign budget or ad set budget. I would keep it at campaign budget to start, and set your daily budget, track your data set, your pixel. You guys should watch a video on how to set up a pixel. Honestly, I might just do one, to be honest, for you guys. And then your conversion event. It depends on exactly how you're going to be testing, but most of the time you're going to want the conversion event to be purchase, like this. Now, there are different ways, again, like some other YouTubers explain, where you kind of funnel through the lower conversion events first. So that's view content first, warm it up down to add to cart, and then you go into, where's checkouts? Wherever checkouts is, I don't know where it is, but you go to checkouts and then purchase, and that builds you quicker data without having to spend as much for your ads. And the reason that you want to get data is because you want the pixel to have a high reliability score. You want the pixel to be, seen favorable by Facebook. And this is a thing, believe it or not. Pretty much that is all you need to get started with branded dropshipping. Everything else that people tell you that you're going to need is probably not true, or they're just, some sort of affiliate program, which is fine, all good on them. But realistically, guys, that is really all you need to get started. Now, if you guys have any questions about anything in specific, let me know. I'll make a video on it. But this was just a really quick, basic informational video on how to get started if you guys are new. If you guys got any questions on anything, let me know. Just a little quick video for y'all, beginners and people that don't know what branded dropshipping is. That is what it is. Hope y'all have a great night.